Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do a full face of makeup as a beginner in 2025. Now I know the struggles that comes with being a beginner to makeup, as to getting what done and what products to use. Trust me, this video is going to give you the tips and tricks on how to get your makeup looking beautiful as a beginner. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. My name is Katie, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. So without further ado, let's get straight to the video. So the first thing I usually like to tell people, just getting started with makeup, which most people will not tell you, is that, girl, you need to have a good skin. Now, when I say have a good skin, I don't mean to say, oh, you have to start running around to spend a lot of money and thousands on your skin, but you just want to make sure that you have a good foundation that you're working with. So that is why you need to have at least a decent skincare routine as a lady. Like I said, you don't have to spend too much. Just go through a lot of products and see the ones that works best for you. You want to make sure that your face is pimples free, your face is rashes free, your face is, you just have a smooth, doesn't again necessarily have to look like milk. Okay, and for my girlies that have hormonal, that have skin problems, or their face is not looking so smooth due to a lot of reasons, I hear you and understand you. But what you want to do first before starting like a full face of makeup is that you want to take care of your skin first, because by then you have a very good skin to work with. But that doesn't still stop you from doing makeup, but it's just that you should avoid a full face of makeup, because imagine yourself going through all of those breakdown on your face and then you're layering it with makeup and foundation and all of that. But you could still do like simple makeup routines, like get your eyebrows done, your lipstick on check, just a layer of a powder. You could still look good, get your lashes done, and you still look beautiful while taking care of the other part of your skin. So the first thing in getting a really amazing, flawless makeup is to have a good skin. Basically, have a decent skincare routine as a lady. I mean, that's the least you could do for yourself, right? So over to the good part. I'm going to be showing you the product that I use, or that I'll be using in this video, so that you guys can see what we're going to be using and you don't start questioning that, oh my god, what's this? What's this? I'm going to be telling you in details all that I am using as I take you through every step of the way. So let's get started. First thing is that you need to get yourself baby wipes. So I'm using this Soft Care baby wipes. It has zero alcohol content. I love it so much, and the fact that it has this aloe vera care kind of thing, I really love how it is. It's not too wet and it's not too dry. It's just perfect on the skin, and the ingredients are quite, they're quite skin friendly. So while picking your baby wipes, or you could go for face wipes, anyone you want to go for. I personally prefer this one, so that's what I've been using. Besides, it's a big pack, so it helps me almost through a lot of months. But if you have a very sensitive skin, and I want to watch out for the ingredients you use to make whatever wipes you're going to be using. But I'm going to be using this personally for the sake of this video. And the first thing you do, regardless of if you're just coming out of the bathroom or you just literally had your face washed, is that you want to clean your face. Now, a lot of people would still get micellar water or any kind of water there is to clean their faces, but look at what I'm saying. I literally just had my bath a few moments ago and my face is I still had a lot to clean on the face. So you want to make sure that you get into the right areas on your face. Clean, baby, clean. Our face is properly cleaned and that is out of the way. The next thing you want to do is your skincare. I know that you're shocked and you're like, skincare, makeup? Girl, you don't want to be packing a lot of foundation and a lot of things without having to properly marinate your skin. I call it marinate because you need to moisturize it, and if you've got serum, you put it in. You want to properly take care of the skin before you start adding all the products. So the next step is the skincare. So I'm going to get what I use for prepping my skin before the other steps, the foundation and all of that. These are the two products that I'm going to be using for my skin prep. Don't forget that this video is for beginners, so I'm not going to be going into details as to using face serum, using all of those other products. But as a beginner, I think these two products are very essential. And this is the MSmetics Moisture Balm. It's the moisturizer that I'm going to be using first on my face immediately after cleaning the wipes. Then after letting it dry in, I'm going to be using my Rimmel London Mattifying Stay Matte Primer. This primer is really good. As you can see, I'm exhausting it like every time, any day. I cannot step out of the house with any makeup without using this primer. It's a mattifying primer, which is really great for those especially who have oily skin and you know your face is just producing oil every other day. So this is really great as a beginner for you to use. So I'm going to be applying it on my face right about now. Guys, I don't have a standing mirror, so the things I'm going to be doing are going to be a little bit funny, but don't mind me. So I like to use my hand to apply my primer, most especially my skin prep products. I prefer to use my hands, but if I'm doing it on another person, then I could go in with a brush, because the skins are sensitive, guys, and you don't want to transfer germs and all of that. So you just basically rub it into your skin, spread it evenly on your face, and you're just going to let that sit for a while, like let it dry off before you go in with your primer. So I'm just going to be using my little fan to make sure it dries up nice and very quickly, because we don't have all day, right? So you just want to have something close by to quickly dry off your faces, especially for times where you have like an event that you want to go to. You can't stay to let it dry naturally all day. So this fan is also very advisable if you can get it, but if not, you can use any other fan in the house. And if your house is fully air conditioned, great for you. Just make sure you sit close to where the AC is directly blowing to your face. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm just gonna let this dry for a minute. I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte Mattifying Primer, and you just want to make sure that you're strategically placing the primer on specific places on your face. So yeah, you don't want to spread it evenly like you spread the moisturizer, because this is just a primer to make sure that it's locking in all the sweaty areas on your face. Now these are the parts that needs to be focused on my face, the T-zones. They call them the T-zones. So it's your forehead, your nose, your upper lip, and then your chin. I don't know if that's correct. So you can just, just very softly spread across every other side. Once your face is dry, you want to go straight into using your foundation. And for my foundation, I'm going to be using the Even True ZKL foundation. I'm going to be using these two foundation shades, the ZKL Even True foundation. That's because if I use this shade alone, it's going to be a little bit lighter than my skin at the moment, and if I use this alone, it's going to be a little bit dark. So just to get the right balance, I'll be mixing these two shades of foundation together. Now it is very important for you to know how to get the right shade of the foundation for your skin tone, because foundation forms the basis of your makeup here. So you need to get it right from the start. If you need a tutorial on how to match your foundation to your skin, I'm going to be adding the link to the description box below, so you should check it out. I have a whole video that explains, you know, skin types, how to match your foundation to your skin to get a flawless makeup, so you should totally check that out. Okay, so moving on, I'm just going to be applying this foundation on my face. For this application, I'm going to be using my beauty sponge and my foundation brush. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the foundation brush first to spread the foundation evenly, while I go with my beauty blender to, you know, take off the excess and give that matte finish. So let's get straight into it. Guys, you don't have to mix foundation like me. You can get how to get the right shade of foundation for you from my video that I've attached the link on the description. So you just want to spread like this. You see how I'm trying to avoid the foundation from underneath my eyes, and the reason is because you're still going to apply concealer to underneath your eyes, so you don't want it to be too cakey. So you're going to leave your under eyes away from your foundation application process, just so that you have a flawless finish. Now that this is nicely spread, you want to take your foundation brush and just gently dab it in. You see how I'm not swiping like I'm fighting. You just want to gently tap it in, you know, just very, very gently. That way it's going to sit properly into your skin. Now this blending process is very, very important. Now the reason why I'm bringing it down to my neck is because, as you would notice, this part of my neck is different from the rest of my neck. So I'm just trying to make everything look really good. Basically, I'm well blended. So you're just going to continue that process until all the foundation is nicely spread to your face. After spreading this evenly on your face, I'm going in with my beauty sponge now, just gently also tapping it into my skin, just to make sure that the foundation sits well on my skin and it takes off any excess foundations. I don't know if you can see that this is picking up any excess, and it's also going to make the foundation sit on your skin properly. You want to make sure that you don't have any harsh lines, or that's why it's also very good to have like some sort of very good lighting rather while you're applying your makeup, so you can see either any harsh lines, especially around your jawline, that needs to be blended. The next thing you want to go in with is your blush. And for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be using a powder brush. A lot of people would use liquid brush, but for the sake of this tutorial, as a beginner, you might not have like enough control over how much liquid blush you should apply on your face, so we're just going to go in with the powder blush. For the blush, I'm going to be using this CPD blush. This is a very amazing blush palette, guys. You can never go wrong with this blush palette because it has the perfect shade for skin types, and I'm using this brush. So this is a blush brush a blush brush basically, and it could also be a contour brush, but I love using it for my blush. So we're going to apply that now, and what you want to do is you just gently take it, because it's very pigmented, so you take this like so, tap the excess away, and you want to do this just to, I like to smile when I'm doing this though, because then it gives me what to work with. So don't be scared if you feel like your blush is too much. I'm a blush girl, so I like to have it a bit, but don't be too scared to apply, because you're still going to apply your concealer. So yeah, I think this is great for now, right? So yeah, we're done with the blush and we're going to go in with our concealer now. For concealer, I'm going to be using this Pro Conceal. Girl, I know there are a lot of concealers out there and we're so confused, but trust me girl, this LA Girl concealer still does the magic for me. And for your choice of concealer, you're going to go for your choice of concealer, you want to go for a concealer that is 1 or 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. So if you are, say your skin tone is 4, you want to go for a concealer that is 5 or 6, just to, you know, concealers are to highlight your major areas on your face, which I'm going to be going in right about now. I'm just going to do this. Yeah, so you just want to very gently apply this in these areas that I'm applying it to, under your eyes, okay, under your eyes, your nose, because you want your nose to look snatched, obviously. Yeah, then your forehead, on your chin, oops, that's a lot, and yeah, the side. Basically, don't do too much, girl, don't do too much. Now you can go in with your beauty blender. So you just want to dab it in just like you did with your foundation. You want to make sure that you're focused on those areas that you applied and you're not going outside of those zones. So I just tapping it in. Make sure that you don't sweep it, guys. And sorry, I didn't mention something as well the other time. You have to make sure that your beauty sponge is a bit damp. That is, you rinse it in water and make sure to squeeze out the excess water. Just leave it damp so that it's able to perform its functions appropriately. So you see how I'm just gently walking through the places that I've spread the concealer. You don't want to go over and above, guys. And then you're just moving all the way up, all the way up. We're not doing too much, remember. I'm sure you can see that some parts of the concealer has eaten up our blush, but not to worry, we're going to go back into that later on. So before you apply your contour, you want to set those areas that you have applied concealer to. For setting, I'm going to be using this V Beauty powder. It's the best powder ever, guys. I love it so freaking much. Like, I literally can't do without this powder because it helps to set your face, your makeup properly, and it still gives this matte look, you know. It helps you to stay on track, basically. So for setting the highlighted areas, I'm going to be using this shade over here, and you just tap it in, dust off the excess, and you go in this way. You want to make sure that you're pressing it into your skin, into those places that you have earlier applied concealer. You see the way it's, do you see what this is giving? You want to continue to go on with it. That we have set our face with the powder, you want to go in. For also this tutorial, I'm going to be using a powder contour to contour the areas that needs to, you know, give your face structure. This is where you get to give your nose that, you know, snatched look that you want, and I'm going to be using this shade right here. and this angled brush. This is a contour brush or angled brush, as you might call it. So I'm just going to go in with that into my powder, dust off the excess, and start from the beginning of the brows here, just underneath the brows, and you just want to gently walk your way down, you know, just very gently walk your way down. When you start from here, it gives it that effect that you want, you know. So you just gently walk your way down, however how tiny you want your nose to look. Yeah, just do that. So I like to end mine here, but if you still want, you can bring it all the way down to the end of your nose, but I like to just stop mine here. Yeah, so that's basically it. We have contoured our nose, and then we just go over to our chin. So to contour the other parts of my face, I'm going to be using this shade and this particular brush. It's a powder brush, but you know, it gives me that full coverage, so I like to use it. And you just go below, just almost like 1 inch below where you applied your blush, and you just want to, yeah, very softly, very lightly dab it into your chin, you know, like this, just to give you that very snatched look. Like I said, yeah, this is enough for me, because we're still going to go in with our blush by the time we're doing the finishing look. So just want to keep it like that. And then after you have done your contour, you go in with your powder brush. You go in with your powder brush. This is highly recommended, guys. And you go into your powder once again, but this time you're going for the shade that matches your foundation, which in this case will be this for me. And just very gently, because we're not finishing the makeup yet, just set those other areas, you know, that do not have that have not been earlier focused on. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah, just so that our the areas that we have set on our face can have this hold throughout the day. Basically, we're going to be using this translucent setting powder just to make sure that we're taking off all the oils from the concealer and every other thing that we have applied underneath our eyes and on our T-zones. So this is the RCMA Makeup No Color Powder. Now, why this is a very expensive setting powder, as a beginner it's not advisable that you buy this. You could as little as use a white translucent powder, any translucent powder, to set your T-zones and under your eyes. But for this tutorial, because I have this at home already, we're going to be using this right about now. And what you want to do is you take your beauty blender. Now this is another beauty blender, so you might be needing 2 beauty blender you know, to do this. It's most advisable to have at least 2 beauty blender. And you know, there are even little packs of beauty blender that they produce these days. You can get about 4 in a pack for a very subsidized rate. So I'm just going to put this in my translucent powder, just like so, and press it looking up. You want to press it under your eyes, right? You see this? Just on those areas that you earlier applied concealer on, just like so. It here just to create that definition, but you're not putting too much, right? You're just slightly doing this. Yeah, and to the other side as well. So after getting all of this done, you leave it be while you focus on other areas of your face, which I would normally like to start off next with my eyebrows. So right now we're going to be doing eyebrows. While I'm not going to go into proper detailing in this video is because I have a whole video also dedicated to how to get the perfect brows. As a beginner, you should also check that out, which I'll be dropping the link in the description box. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to draw the brows you see, but there is not going to be an in-depth explanation, so you should definitely check out that video. So for your eyebrows, you need 4 basic things. You need your eyebrow pencil, you need your spoolie, you need this brush, your flat brush, or you could use this kind of brush. You could use this, or you could use something like this. I really don't like to limit people into this. Any of these two works for you, but this would be more easier because it is angled already, so it gives you precision. But if you feel like, oh, you could also use this, that's totally fine. And of course, you need your concealer. Remember this concealer that we use for highlighting our under eye and all of that. So yes, we're going to be using it to highlight our eyebrows. So like I said, I'm not going to be going into full details for this eyebrow. You want to make sure that you have your spoolie, not your toothbrush, guys. This is quite affordable enough for you to have in your makeup box. So you want to use your spoolie to nicely brush up your brows into position. So now that we have drawn our eyebrows, we're going to go in with our, guess what? Yeah, so we're going to go in with our eyeshadow. So I'm using this V Beauty Be My Val 35 stunning shades, and trust me, they're really stunning. So yeah, so I'm going to give you a little trick or tips before applying your eyeshadow. You want to make sure that you see this dark shades, they're going for the outer corners of your eyes, while this lighter shades are going to the inner corners of your eyes, except of course if you want to go for a smoky eye where you apply the dark shades to all of your eyelids, right, while you use the lighter shades as a transition between your brow bone, where you use the lighter shades as a transition from your brow bone to the eyeshadow itself. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be going for like a subtle look. And when I mean subtle look, I mean I'm just going to use the lighter shade of the foundation for the inner corners of my eyes, while I use the darker shades as a transition, just to give it that, you know, definition. I'm going to be using these two eyeshadow brushes for beginners as well. So when you see people using 3-4 eyeshadow brushes, it depends on whatever they're looking for, and probably they're professionals, but for beginners you should just stick to 2. And the 2 are this you're going to use to blend in, you know, transition that shade and properly blend it, while this is going to be for the actual eyeshadow itself. So I like to start off with the transition shade. So I'm going to be going for this shade as my transition shade. So we're just going to gently put this in there, and very lightly, guys, just sweep in like this. You see what I'm doing, right? You just want to make sure that you're sweeping back and forth and back and forth, back and forth, like so, and you're gradually just building up. Inner corners, yeah, that's totally fine. But because I don't have the brown shade that I want. So a little trick also is that you can go into your powder palette, of course, and take I'm going to take this shade because I just want that really dark brown feel. But since I'm not getting it in my eyeshadow palette, I'm just going to use that just around here, you know, and just swipe up and down. You see what I'm doing, guys? I'm leaving a space for my brow bone. I'm leaving that light shade so it gives, there's this feel it gives to it. So now I'm going to go in with this brush right here, and I'm going to go in with the shade Champagne for my inner corners. I just want to yeah, do you see what that is doing? Like, you can literally see the difference of these eyes and these eyes already. That is what eyeshadow does, guys. You just want to stay within the confines of your eyelid. You don't want to go into the color that you have already. Now that we have gotten our eyeshadow out of the way, the next important step is the eyeliner. And yes, a lot of people use liquid liners. We have liquid liners, we have pencil liners, we have gel liners, and I'm the gel girly. I just feel like a gel liner is a great start for beginners because it helps you to, it's almost like you're a beginner at sketching or drawing. So you have your brush already, you have your paint. Again, just don't think about it too much. So it gives you that control over how much you apply, so to speak, on your eyes and all of that. And this is also very important for giving your eyes that definition. You know, if you apply your liner a little bit up, it drags your face up, and that's why we have the cat eye and all of that. I'm going to be grabbing my mirror. You want to put just a little bit inside, like so. You have it already. Then you look downwards with holding your brush like this. Look downwards and just, my lashes is kind of injuring the process, but we're still going to make it work. It's going to be easier for you guys here because you're not obviously wearing lashes, or if you are, that's good for you because then we're in this together. So you want to look down, start from here and gently draw. Gently draw, and we have a foundation for drawing the rest. You want to stop here. Any other thing you're doing as from now on is just basically building up what you have drawn before. So you want to go into, you know, join these lines like so. You see what I'm doing right here? And then from underneath, you just join in together. And then paint. And voila! You've got your liner. Don't you just love it, guys? I think this is really beautiful. As simple as that. And you just want to go in and fill the rest of your eyeliner, basically. So yes, guys, yes. After getting that out of the way, we have applied our eyeshadow, our eyeliner, and if you want to use like your natural lashes, you could go in with a mascara, but for the sake of this tutorial, because I have my lashes on and I don't want to get mascara on them, so I'm not going to be using this mascara or a false lashes. But what I will do is that I will make a completely separate video for, you know, applying, how to apply your false lashes, so you can move on from there. But if you still feel like, oh, you can apply your false lashes yourself, or you're wearing a false lashes like mine, it's totally beautiful. But I'll do a separate video, and just make sure to turn on your post notifications so you get notified early enough on how to apply false lashes. So I'm just going to go in with the set of brushes that I used before to dust off this excess, and using the same shade that you use for your under eyes, I have my brush, blush brush here, then for the concealer, and then the powder brush before I move on to my lips. So I'm just going to dip it in, then just, you see, you're swiping and you're tapping in at the same time. So it's almost like you swipe and you're pressing, swipe, then pressing. Basically, that's what you're doing. You swipe, then go in with our blush. This blush is so pigmented, guys, so a little goes a long way. For my lips, I'm using the Davis pencil in shade number 3 to first line my lips, and then I go in with my brush to just properly blend it so that it spreads across my lips before I start applying the nude liner. So you want to make sure that you line your lips properly so that it gives you that shape of whatever lip type you want. And then I go in with my nude lipstick just like so, and I go in with my brush over to blend it into the first liner that I've applied on my lips, just to make sure to remove the ash lines and to make it look more natural. And of course, I smack my upper and my lower lips together just to enable me and complement the process for me. So you just want to continue to do this. I'm a glossy girl, so I decided to add my lip gloss, and that's it. It's now that we're done with our eyeshadow, our face, our skin routine, and our lipstick. The next thing you want to do, just to make sure that your makeup is locked in and ready to go for the day, is we're going to be using a setting spray just to get off that powdery look and lock in our makeup. So I'm using the Rimmel Stay Matte Fix and Go setting spray. I love this spray so much. I'm just going to go in with that and do this. Whew, that was refreshing. So I'm just going to leave it to dry for a few minutes before we add our highlighter. Right now that our face is set after applying the setting spray, we're going to go in with our highlighter. And for my highlighter, I'm using this Gentle Dove Germany glitter. So, and we're going to be using this fan brush, of course. So for this glitter, you just want to do a little, especially because you're going for a subtle look. You dip it in and you just gently just do this. It's almost like you're dusting off. Do you see that, guys? This is so amazing. And then you do this. And voila, you have a full face of makeup. So I'm going to go do my hair and just put all of this together off camera, and then I'll be right back. That's it, guys, a full face of makeup just for you. Now this particular makeup look can go for like a party, a girls hangout, or a date with your guy. So instead of running around looking for makeup artists, you sure know that you could put something together and still look amazing with this video. Now if you believe that you have learned something from this video so far, or you find this video fascinating, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on your post notification to be notified of when I drop a new video, and of course share to your friends and family, and drop your comment down below if you have any questions or any concerns as to what we have learned so far in this video. Once again, guys, my name is Katie. Thank you so much for joining me to the end of the video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.